So many people have spoken about a tax revolt in South Africa, and even people like Helen Zille has made comments saying that a tax revolt is needed. But I've said for some time now that a tax revolt is already happening, and it's a silent revolt. And in that revolt, people are leaving the country, they are taking their money out of the country, and our government is trying to do everything in their power to get every last cent while they can, because they know that time is running out, and when that time runs out, they will collapse. Not only them, if the government don't have the money to pay the one big thing that can stop this country from burning, the SASSA grants, if they can't pay their SASSA grants, they know that their time is up. So in this article in Daily Investor, it says that there is a tax revolt in South Africa. And Dawie Rood has spoken about this in the past, but how this is taking place, how SARS is trying to suck every last cent out of every nook and cranny that they can find, and how they are overburdening the people that are paying tax. And the solution is simple. We need to change the governance system. We need a smaller national government. We need to put more of the powers in local government so that the people that stuff up suffer, and the people that don't have success. It's as simple as that. We need to elect our leaders directly to make this possible, but the people that keep on voting for the same thing and thinking that a different party in the same system will make the difference need to keep on suffering. This is the crux. You need to suffer more and more and more until you have nothing left, because then we can implement the new system. It'll be that simple. South African taxpayers are increasingly frustrated by the lack of services they are receiving for the amount of tax they pay. Whoopie-ki-yay, this is most South Africans. Tell me in the comments if you are actually happy with any of the services that you receive in the country, and how much of the tax money do you feel that you pay is actually coming back to you. This is exaggerated by it being a tiny proportion of the population that foots the majority of the personal income tax and corporate income tax bill. A fraction of South Africans pay for flippin' everything. These individuals and businesses are increasingly hounded by SARS for additional revenue to bolster the government's finances, because other people don't give a toss. And they are not going to do anything where they need to pay the government any kind of tax. They want the government to give them money, because you take from a few and hand to the rest. This is basically how all governments collapse eventually. And the government knows that they're on borrowed time. In turn, SARS is under immense pressure from the National Treasury to squeeze more revenue from a stagnant economy. They're not doing anything with regards to policies, the ANC before and the GNU now, to make anything improve at all. This has the potential to result in increased resistance from South African Efficiency Group Chief Economist Dawie Rood has warned. Well, it's not resulting in increased resistance. The resistance is already there. A lot of people don't want to do more business or make more money to pay the government more tax. They are literally holding back as much as possible. A lot of people are becoming more self-reliant, because are they going to tax your fruit and vegetables? They are trying to tax your borals, they're trying to tax your solar panels, they're trying to tax everything they can at this stage. This is the potential to result in increased resistance, which is already rife in the country. Rood has said previously that South Africa is over the edge with regards to its personal and corporate income tax rates. In other words, according to the Laffer curve, they are way beyond where they should be, and the moment you start taxing more, you actually start getting in less. And we are beyond that rate. So there's no more to go to the government. And even then, they are trying to make us more tax compliant. No, the revolt is on. It's on, government. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to put everyone in jail? It's like with the TV licenses. It's like what happened with e-tolls. TV licenses. Most of the people are just saying, stuff you. You're giving us a crap service. We're not going to pay our TV license. Tell me if you're paying your TV license or not. Maybe you don't want to incriminate yourself, because now they are threatening people with fines and imprisonment for TV licenses. Are you freaking serious? He explained that the government is unlikely to to generate additional revenue by increasing these tax rates, as it will become financially beneficial for individuals and businesses to invest in reducing their tax burden. So then people start to invest in actually making their tax burden less, which means the government is getting less tax. They need you to work like a slave so they can get your pay as you earn. Can you imagine if the entire country decides, no, sorry, we are just going to feed ourselves off our land, screw you. What's the government going to do then? The government depends on us because we actually are the government. Let me continue. In an interview with NSN Podcast, Rood said the government is in a difficult position. I don't feel sorry for them at all, with it desperately needing more revenue to bolster its finances. Well, they decided to create this monster that sucks the country dry, that doesn't deliver services, and the GNU is a part of that monster now. All the parties involved there, all of them. What is happening is that the state just keeps spending, like there is no tomorrow. You cannot fund that in a stagnant economy, Rood said. That's it, which means it comes to an end. The only way the state can fund that is by putting more and more pressure on SARS, and SARS will squeeze the economy for the last drop of blood. That's exactly what is happening. Well, there's no blood left. Tell me if there's any blood left in you when it comes to tax. We all pay VAT as well on everything we consume. You pay tax on tax on tax on tax. This is not good for economic growth, with the government taking more money out of the economy, not using it productively. This is the bottom line. Big companies are taking minerals out of our ground. The profits that they make, they're taking it out of the country. They're not spending it here. Our government is extracting money from us, and we are not seeing that money. Because if you actually look at the tax burden, 80% of it is in paying government salaries and in repaying debt or servicing debt interest. That is what it's used for. 20% left for us. Come on, man. It's a joke. The finance minister is taking more money out of the economy because SARS is being more aggressive, Rood said. People do not like that. I don't like that. Tell me if you like SARS being aggressive in the comments. Were they making all these statements, threatening people non-stop? People do not like that. I'm afraid that there is not much space for the government and room for movement in South Africa. I agree with Davie Rood on this. Then he says, too few taxpayers. That's the bottom line. The Rood comments came as there is increasing pressure on a fraction of the South African population to provide revenue for the state. Around 2.4% of South Africans pay 77% of all personal income tax. 2.4%. It's bedonderd. How on earth do you survive like that, with high income individuals being taxed at a rate of 41%? Now, I have been the one giving SARS millions. I don't want to do that anymore. Out of my salary, it gets deducted before I see anything. I can't even make a decision with regards to that. This is not where the story ends, however, with these individuals getting very little from the government by way of services, and that is the bottom line. You know, I think most people at this stage, if they got proper services for the tax that they paid, they wouldn't be as concerned. But it's just gotten out of hand, and the tax revolt is in full swing already. Individuals still pay for private medical aid to make up for the collapse of the state hospitals, private security for the police, and private education. Let's not talk about transport, because the trains are all murtu. The only trains working are the ones taking our minerals out of the country. So you need to understand that picture. All the government is looking after are the corporations that extract from this country, which includes you slaving away 9 to 5. These are forms of what Rood calls double taxation, where private individuals have to pay twice for the same services. This has led to the growing frustration from South Africans who increasingly feel they are not getting what they pay for. Nobody's getting what they pay for, except the people receiving SASSA grants. Because they are not paying for that. They are getting it from the government. And, you know, we can pay SASSA grants. We can even pay more SASSA grants. That's not where the majority of the money goes. A lot of people are frustrated with it. At least it stops the country from being burnt down. We should try and help people to become self-reliant so that they can look after themselves, so that they don't need to get money from government to get gesuip on weekends. I see that. Or smoke cigarettes, etc. when they should be eating food. A daily investors calculation from earlier this year showed that an individual earning 100,000 per month can pay up to 80% in tax when including what they spend on services they should get from the state, which is medical care, insurance through the police with regards to safety, schooling and all the rest. So if you have to send your kid to a private school, you have to get private security, you have to get private medical aid. If you add all those costs up, you end up spending about 80%. That is the bottom line. And you have 20% left for yourself. This includes value-added tax on nearly all purchases, excluding VAT-exempt food items, as well as several fuel taxes levied at the pump. Individuals who save and invest in stocks, property and other assets face several additional taxes, including a 20% flat tax on dividends and a capital gains tax. It's just one thing on top of the other, on top of the other. It doesn't stop. Interest earned from bank savings accounts or fixed income investments is added to an individual's taxable income and taxed at their marginal tax rate, with the first 23,800 being tax-free. As a result, an individual's tax burden in South Africa is significantly greater than the headline personal income tax rate. By a lot. South Africa has a history of tax revolts, with many being relatively localized and highly successful in achieving their aims. It is widespread now. It'll escalate until the government collapses. Here it speaks about e-tolls. It speaks about many other widespread disobedience made enforcement of this by SANRAL impossible with regards to e-tolls. Compliance rate plunged to 10%. It's the same with the TV licenses and many other things. The most famous revolt occurred in Westville, KwaZulu-Natal, with other examples taking place in the Free State and Northwest Province, where people have just said, stuff you, we're not going to pay taxes. These revolts are often caused by deteriorating service delivery, with ratepayers refusing to pay for services that are not delivered. But that's at a local level. On a national level, the plundering continues. And remember, it's not the ANC in charge anymore. It's all of them now proving that it's the party system that's the problem. We need to elect our leaders directly so that this nonsense can stop as property rates continue to rise alongside tariffs for electricity, water and refuse collection. Such revolts are likely to become more frequent. Well, watch this space. By 2030, I cannot see how we will even have elections in 2029 at this rate if the government does not change the system within which they operate. The current system cannot be saved. It is a system that is flawed, and because of the flawed system being voted for by less and less people, the government has less and less purchase with their citizens, because the majority of people don't even take part in the electoral process anymore. They've lost all faith in government, in the governance system, even in the electoral system. And for the first time in 2024, those that are eligible to vote drop below 50%. By a lot. In local government elections, below 30%. How does it give the government a mandate to tax us and govern us? Tell me in the comments how you feel about this. Are you part of a tax revolt? I'm not saying withholding tax, but making sure that government gets as little tax as possible, and that you make sure that you are as self-reliant as possible, like I am doing, so that government cannot touch the things that I put in the ground, the water I put in a tank, even if they try. And believe me, they will try. Watch this space. As the pressure gets worse, the government will get much worse in trying to sap the last cents out of you until they collapse. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe, click the bell icon so you can get notifications for future videos, and do consider becoming a member on this channel and support the work we do on the ground.